And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to Unlimited Freedom. This is Vaughn with Unlimited Freedom. Got lots of stuff to get into you guys to get into today with you guys, right? This is a live Q&A. We do this every single Friday at this same time. And that is 12 p.m. Central Time. Every single Friday we go live. I take your questions. I take your comments. I respond. I talk about the different crypto platforms that I talk about on my channel, as well as we do some deep dives into various different companies. Novatech being one of them. The other one lately being Crypto Program and Crypto Program's Ed ZIMBARDI, who just recently got arrested in the Netherlands. Okay, this guy has been. He's going down. I mean, he's going down, and getting a lot of different, varying responses about it. But, one of the reasons why I have a channel and one of the reasons why I have a platform is because I give, I think I give a unique take, and I come from a place of, I've been around for a while, and I've been through a lot of different experiences in my life. A lot of you guys know that I'm a convicted felon. I've been to prison. I've done time. I've had those experiences and many, many more. I've had a ton of different jobs. I've been in different different sales jobs, management positions. So a lot of stuff going on with me, and that gives me a unique background, right? I've been on the wrong side of the criminal justice system, so I know how it works. I don't like, for example, probably a lot of you guys, maybe some of you don't, but I think most people watched the State of the Union address last night. And it's always good to watch the State of the Union and to listen to the politics and to listen to the commentators and stuff like that. But when you're a person such as myself, you realize that it's just a lot of theater and it's a lot of show, right? And there's always a story behind the story. And justice is never as simple as people want to make it out to be. And things are never as black and white. You want a boogeyman, right? And Ed ZIMBARDI is your boogeyman. You want a bad guy, right? You need a bad guy, right? And Ed ZIMBARDI is your bad guy. It doesn't matter, right, whether he really is a bad guy or not, right? It doesn't matter whether he really intended. You don't know what he intended with the whole thing, right? But what happens is people need someone to blame. They need a bad guy. They need a fall guy. And a lot of people lost money in Crypto Program. A lot of people made money in it, but people also lost money in it. And the thing is, if you're not, if you're trying to do a business for yourself, if you're trying to do something for yourself, right, and you're not going along and getting getting everybody on board, like getting your state on board and getting your, the regulators on board and getting the government on board and getting all the people in power, giving everybody a little bit of a cut of the money. If you're not doing that, then you're going to end up in jail, right? So at the end of the day, if Ed would have greased the right palms, if he would have put money into the right people's hands, he wouldn't be arrested right now. It's not it's not so cut and dry as he did something bad, he's going to jail. That's what you want to believe. That's what helps you sleep at night, but that's just not reality, and that's just not the way that it is. Right? The fact is, he went to jail because somebody needed a fall guy. And he's not going to be the only one. I mean, look at the Sam Bankman-Fried or whatever, the face of evil, right? This guy he was like a crypto entrepreneur, right? Made a ton of money. Had a good, FTX was like this huge thing. He had movie stars working for him. I mean, he had a huge company. He's the face of evil, a con man, right? Why? Because you need a bad guy. You need a bad guy. And so, unfortunately, he's the bad guy. Now his parents have lost a son. His friends have lost a friend. His employees have lost a boss. The company is gone. I mean, he's going to be spending his life, in a situation that he probably knows a little bit about it, but he knew nothing about. He's going to have to learn how to survive. He's going to have to learn a whole new life, right? And kind of like a monkey in a cage, like a lion in the zoo. You watch the lion pacing back and forth, waiting for its food. They do the same thing to people, right? They put you in there and you're an animal. You're sitting in your cell. You're pacing back and forth, waiting for your food. You know, there's nothing romantic about that. There's nothing really even that scary about it. I mean, it's just what it is it's sad and pathetic, and it sucks. Do bad things happen in prison? Of course. Are there scary moments? Sure. Is there violence? Yes. Right? All the stuff that you think, don't drop the soap, right? Does that happen? Yeah, but most of the time it's consensual, right? They're not in there just butt raping each other. Okay, it's not like that. It's like there's no women in there, so you get a bunch of young guys in there. What do you think's gonna happen? There's no. What do you think they're gonna do? But most of the time, all it is it's just you're a hungry lion locked up in your little cage. You're pacing back and forth waiting for your food. Why? Because you dared to be brave, and you dared to be courageous, and you dared to be the master of your own destiny, live your own life, and not go along with what these other people want you to like. Why? Why do I need to do what you... Who are you to tell me what to do? Right? So... Big Ed Zimbardi stuff going on, right? And it's like, oh, he's defending Ed Zimbardi. No, I'm not really. I'm just trying to give you another side of the coin to look at here. You know, you're the moron who dumped $1 million or whatever, 100,000 or whatever you put into crypto program. You're the idiot that did that, right? But you're a victim. Yeah, you're a victim of being an idiot. All right, so we're gonna get into that. We got some people dropping by. Loud Dog is here. Welcome, Loud Dog. Do you know anything about XUS tokens? Yeah, there's a lot of tokens out there, man. People are making money at it. They pump and dump. Man. That's what they do. Like the whole bonk thing, the bonk token. A bunch of people made money off of that, but it's quick and you got to strike at the right time. It's risky, right? But watch out, because if you do it and you don't do it right, you might go to jail, Loud Dog. Did you think about that? You'll go to jail. Why? I don't know. They'll come up with a reason. Call of Duty man. What's up, Vaughn? Blue Sky. Hello, Blue Sky. Peace and preservation. Happy Friday. It's free to tap the like button. Exactly. You guys can hit the like button. Nobody else is bringing you the same kind of sauce. At least that's true. I mean, nobody else is bringing you the same kind of sauce that I'm bringing you here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. Definitely nobody's coming from my perspective. Nobody's giving you my take, right? You're going to have a lot of the same echo chamber crap that's out there. Adam Valsic, hello. Welcome. Check one more time. Galleon X. Okay, yeah, just post the link or whatever. Yep. Oh, okay, I got you. You know, earn savings. We got it, Adam. You know, there's ways to do this that would actually work out better for you. You know, there's ways where I can actually help you with what you're trying to do, rather than just jumping on my live broadcast and like trying to say, hey, go to this platform. Okay, you know, are you new to this, Adam? Right? Maybe you're new to this, right? Let me give you a little. I'll give you a little bit of grace here. But there's, you know, when you want to get somebody, like if it's just somebody like me or Crypto Muscle or somebody else or Gerald or whoever's doing a broadcast and they deal with these crypto platforms, there's ways to get us to help you much more than this. Right, than just coming on the live and just dropping your little pet platform in there. But thanks. Anyway, welcome to the show. Welcome everybody. Glad to have you guys here. Let's go ahead and before I get into the whole Q&A, I got to find out a couple things that are going on here, and I want to give a couple updates about some platforms in the space. All right, and today is the 8th. This is March 8th. All right. Sorry, I was looking at something. I went down and I'm trying to get some money out of my one of my crypto debit cards, and I think I'm going to have to email support because I was not able to get a withdrawal from the ATM, and maybe I just didn't wait long enough or something like that. There's always a catch with stuff. But I have withdrawn. It's the Ultimo debit card, and I have withdrawn from it before. It's just that for whatever reason today when I went down there and tried to withdraw, it didn't work out. I put the money in there 2 days ago, so maybe it just hasn't had enough time to actually become liquid. Anyway, if anybody knows about that, just write it in the chat and let me know what I'm doing wrong there. But let me pull up these. And also, in case you don't notice it, I'm sick, right? So I'm like I'm not moving at 100% right now. I finally just been working nonstop for pretty much since the beginning of the year, and we're now in the month of March, and finally my body is just starting to tell me no. So I've gotten cough, and sinuses are all messed up, and I just want to sleep. I've just been eating and sleeping. So trying to get over whatever this thing is that I have. So just in case you didn't notice, right? My voice probably sounds different, but I've got that going on too. But I do want to get into these updates, right? Because we got a lot of new platforms. And maybe some of you guys missed some of the new platforms that are out, and I just want to give a quick update on what I'm in, what I'm involved in, and because these are all paying also, right? These all the ones that I'm going to talk about here are paying as well. So we definitely want to go over that, and then we'll get into the comments. I don't think I'm going to do a Novatech update today, just because I was like toying with the idea of like not even of just actually even canceling this, but I said no. Let me go ahead and get on there and do it because I have made a commitment to be here and to to do this every Friday, right? To do these Q&As, to come on here and go live. I mean, it's just part of the whole. It's part of the whole deal when you do social media and you do YouTube or whatever. I mean, we're broadcasting now on way more than YouTube. I mean, we're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, we're on YouTube, we're on X, Twitter. I mean, this thing is just popping out everywhere. So we're growing. The Unlimited Freedom Network is growing big time. So the first one that I want to get into is called at CoinTrade. This is a brand new one. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen there. At CoinTrade. Just got into this one. Right, let professionals trade for you. Let me make sure that the screen looks right. Good, yeah, everything looks correct. I like this new platform that I use because I can for example, I can put your comments up on here. Boom, Shirley, check it out. I got Shirley's comment up here. Hey, thanks for coming on. Get well soon. Oh yeah, I will. And the thing about it is you can't let it stop you, right? I mean, I'm not dead, right? I mean, it's like you can't like I've got a family member right now dealing with cancer, and he's still showing up. He's still half the time he's in bed asleep because of the chemo, but then when he's doing okay, boom, he's right there. He's right there, and he's just the same old guy that he always has been, right? He's lost a little bit of weight. He's got cancer. He's dealing with chemo, but you can't stop living your life. Right? So thank you for that. But yeah, so this thing, I could do the screen share here. I could do share the comments. So I appreciate you guys. So all right, so let's get into this. This is at CoinTrade. Let professionals trade for you. At CoinTrade brings in comprehensive asset management solutions for everyone in the rapidly evolving investment landscape. Right? And here's the offers. Now, this literally just came out. I think, let me see if it shows what day we're on here. Yeah, so it's been on for literally 1 day, right? So brand spanking new platform. Also, it's this is not their first rodeo, right? The people at CoinTrade, they know what they're doing. They're good at this, and they make nice little high-up websites, and it's cool, man. They throw them up and they throw them together, and it works, right? They're not like doing 1,000 different things. Offers for the investors, 5% daily for 30 calendar days. You got a minimum amount, $25. Looks like max amount is $10,000. Or you can get the 5.5% daily plan for 35 days. Minimum amount $1,000. Maximum amount $25,000. You've got the 6% daily plan for 40 calendar days, minimum amount $2,500 and maximum amount $50,000. You've got the 7% daily plan for 50 calendar days, right? The minimum amount there is $10,000 and the maximum amount is $100,000. This is at CoinTrade. It is paying, right? It is working, so it's definitely, and like I said, it's brand new. I mean, just hot off the press. I just did a new platform announcement on it the other day. So good stuff there. Good stuff there. So let me go ahead and I'm like doing two things at once here, but I want to go ahead and log into this one too because I want to talk a little bit about that. I might be taking a step further with Shia Bank, which is one of the companies that I've been working with for a long time. So we'll see what happens with that. But I might be actually doing some webinars for them, right, and then helping out. And here's the bonds on the Shia Bank. So I might be doing some webinars for them. I might be stepping up into a little bit further of a leadership role with them. Some of you guys know that I was the YouTuber of the year for 2023. So last year, 2023, I was the YouTuber of the year for Shia Bank. So now one of the things about Shia Bank is that it's mainly done in Hong Kong dollars. But since I've been able to translate the Hong Kong dollars into US dollars, I've been able to communicate what Shia Bank does to people in the West who don't understand Hong Kong HKD, right? It's like because they don't show it in USD, so it's like nobody was really getting involved in it. But since I was able to kind of show everybody how it works, right, and how to kind of calculate the HKD to the USD, it allowed me to gain some traction with the Shia Bank company, right? And so they're offering me I'm in talks with them right now about doing some webinars for them and things of that nature. Not working for them like as like a marketer or promoter or anything like that, but just hosting some webinars and then kind of taking it a step further with people who are more interested in what Shia Bank is all about. So stay tuned for that. We'll see what if anything happens with that. Zenxo.cc, invest smartly with Zenxo CC. This is another one. This is a good one. You know what I mean? It's not, of course it's not exploding. And the reason why it's not exploding is because it's doing 1% a day. And frankly, a lot of people, I don't know why, but for some reason, people are more apt to like jump on a 12% a day plan that they know is not going to last that long, rather than go into a 1% a day deal, which has the opportunity to last longer. It's just human nature, right? It's just the way that people are. It's something that I found out from doing this is that like a lot of times you kind of like when you do this type of thing, you have to give the people what they want. And what I have found is that people want higher risk, higher yield opportunities. And most of the time they're not going to cry if things don't work out. Now, sometimes they do though. Like when you get a Novatech and you get a crypto program and things like that, where you've got people who are, man, I mean, they're just, for some reason they get so involved and they over leverage themselves and they think that for some reason they think this one's going to be different. This time's going to be different. Then when they lose out, they really do feel like a victim at that point, right? But they're not. Okay, it was a risk and it was just like, when you go to the casino, I mean, you're not really a victim of the casino. You kind of knew what you were doing when you went in there. Things just didn't work out the way that you wanted it to. But Zenxo CC, you've got the Zenxo Lite. It's 1% daily for 7 days. The thing I like about this is it's just 7 days, guys. I mean, so like 1% daily for 7 days, the maximum is 50,000. So let's say I did put in 50,000, right? Then in 7 days, I would get a profit of $3,500. That's not bad. Right, that's not a little bad way to leverage that 50,000 if I believe that Zenxo CC is going to be around for 7 days. And that's the thing, 1% daily for 7 days, and then after you've done that, you've cycled, and you don't need to get back into it if you don't want to. Right? That's the cool thing about that. And so it's not like your money is stuck there and you know what I mean, until it like eventually rugs. No, it's just week by week by week. You can decide if you want to keep going with it or not. So I think that's kind of an innovative thing that they're doing. They've also got the Zenxo Max. It's a 1.4% daily for 10 days. So instead of 7 days, it's 10 days. This will give you a little bit more sauce. So say you did get into the 50,000. Well, you would have a 10-day waiting period rather than a 7-day, but your profit would be 7,000. Jeez, man, that's a lot of money, right? For a 10-day risk, right? But hey, what's the downside? You could lose that full 50,000, and that's what you have. That means if you don't have 50,000 to lose, you shouldn't do it. You should only invest what you can afford to lose, right? And that might be $500, right? And if that's $500, then you cook in the 500, and boom, you get what you can get out of that. Okay. Or what this one is a minimum of 1,000, so we'd have to do that to get what you can get there. But I am involved. I'm in Zenxo. I'm getting my daily money from them, and it's cool. I hope that it lasts a long time. Bear with me one second. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this. Let me go over here, and I'm gonna play this for you guys. All right. So check this out real quick, and I'll be right back. This is XLiv. This is one of the new ones.
Welcome to XLiv, where your financial future is elevated. At XLiv, we're not just an investment platform. We're your partner in redefining financial success. Based in the UK, our experts leverage the power of crypto and traditional finance to offer unmatched returns. Starting is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Sign up, deposit your crypto, and watch as your investments grow with our revolutionary leverage plan. Imagine earning a 12% daily return for 12 business days. That's a total of 144% return on your investment, turning your financial dreams into reality. Led by financial virtuosos, XLiv combines aggressive growth strategies with safety, ensuring your investment not only grows, but thrives. Your trust is our foundation. Backed by solid financing and ironclad guarantees, your assets are safe and poised for significant growth. Unlock even more earning potential with our referral program. Earn commissions up to 3 levels deep, enhancing your portfolio while empowering others. Don't wait to elevate your financial future. Join XLiv today and start enjoying unparalleled returns on your investment. Your journey to prosperity begins now.
All right, so that's the XLiv one. So that one is, it's actually let me do something here. Okay, where is XLiv? Okay, we can exit out of that. There we go. There we go. Okay, so yeah, 12% daily for 12 days. Now we've seen that before, right? We've seen before where we had a platform called C12, and man, that thing lasted for 3 months, right? So that was a lot of cycles, right? And that was 12% daily for 12 days as well. And it's not like braggadociory. I'm not bragging here, but heck, man, I made a lot of money with C12, and I wasn't the only one. A lot of people made a lot of money with that, man, because it just we got in there and it just kept on working. It was like nobody expected it to go for as long as it did, but it just kept on working. And so there was just a lot of money being made during that time. So I always realized that 12% daily for 12 days, well, wow, that's that's a lot of high returns, but it has worked in the past. That doesn't mean that everything is going to work that way. In fact, most of them don't work out that way, but it has worked that way in the past, right? And so at XLiv, let me read a little bit about this. We're not just redefining investment leverage, we're elevating your financial future. Our UK-based platform marries the agility of crypto with the depth of traditional finance, led by a cadre of financial virtuosos. Our experts excel across diverse markets, from the subtleties of stock exchanges and crypto arbitrage to the complexities of futures contracts and strategic trades. Okay, safe, aggressive growth strategies. Assets are not just managed, but masterfully multiplied, right? It stands as a beacon of trust, backed by solid financing, ironclad guarantees. Investments are safeguarded. They've got a commitment to excellence. promising not only to meet but to exceed your expectations. Hey, man, that would be great. You know, if they exceed my expectations or they exceed the expectations of the community, that would be awesome. I mean, Lord knows we need some platforms to really get out there and make it happen here in 2024. 2023, well, that was a good year. You know, it wasn't a terrible year. It wasn't a terrible year. You know, it got hard at the end, right? But, you know, when you were January, February, March, and then you had just a lot happened with the Novatech debacle and all that. But you had some good companies out in 2023, right? And so hopefully we can find some of those good companies to come out and hit in 2024 and then act like, you know, and then stick around for a while, right? To where people are really able to make some profit. You've also got Grime FX. I just love this name, Grime FX. It's grimy, right? Grime FX, your gateway to dynamic investments. This one's been around for a few days now. Let me actually see if it says. It might not. It's okay. But it's been around for, 3 or 4 days, maybe 5. It hasn't been around too long. But Grime FX basic plan, you've got 4.3% daily. Minimum deposit is $25, and that gets you the 4.3% daily plan. You've got a maximum deposit for that one of $11.99, and then if you go up over $1,200, you're in the expert plan, right, which gives you 12.6% daily, right? And these plan durations are both 6 days. So the thing I like about that is it's not that long of a plan duration, right? So you could jump on there and and this is cool, man. I mean, look at this basic plan. You jump on there with $25, and for 6 days, right, you've got $31.50. That's cool, man. That's the basics of investing. That's the principle of investing. Put a little bit in, grow it to a little bit more, and then repeat the process. We're going to be, guys, we're going to be talking about that here on this broadcast. Okay, we're going to be talking about some of the basics of investing because I know we are, because we're going to get into some of these comments about Ed. Right? And once we get into the comments about Ed, that means we're going to have to go over yet again best practices when it comes to dealing with any type of investing, but especially these crypto investing platforms. We got XP. This is still doing its thing. I really like this. This is this has been going on since 2023, right? So this is one of the ones that have stayed over from last year. You can get a premium plan, and this is a crypto arbitrage trading platform. Now, the interesting thing about XP is you can actually do your own arbitrage trades, right? So if you want to, you can manually arbitrage trade. An arbitrage trade is just like getting money from different exchanges, and then based on the different rates from the different exchanges, you can kind of play the exchanges to make small amounts of money. And if you do it a lot, those small amounts turn into larger amounts. That's what arbitrage is. But if you get the premium plan, it's $200. They've got an auto trader where basically it does it for you. Now, I use Bitcoin with XP. I have the premium plan. I have the auto trader turned on, and my investment is in Bitcoin. So my Bitcoin grows with this, and once it grows big enough, I pull it out, right? Just send it over to my Exodus wallet, and then I let it grow again because it's all automated, right? I let it grow again, boom, do the same thing again. Let it grow again, boom, do the same thing again. And so this thing has just been like this is like a Bitcoin generating machine for me. Right, and it has been since last year, since I've been a part of it, right? So definitely, you don't want to sleep on this, right? You don't want to miss the opportunity here. I hope that it lasts a long time, right? Looks like they've got quite a few registered users here. 307 new users in the last 24 hours. They've got 7.9 million in orders. Trading profit, 7.69 million. So wow, I mean, there is a lot going on with this XP, and they're doing it, man. They are really doing it, and you just never know which ones are going to do that and which ones aren't. And this has turned out to be one of those plays that has just lasted, and they came in just like everybody else. They got their platform. They said they're going to do this. They said they're going to do that, but they really have done it. right? And I can attest to that because I've made a lot of money with XP, and I continue to make money, and I hope that I can continue to make money for a long time moving forward. Here's another one. When it first came out, people didn't like the name. People were like, oh, it's kind of silly. Trade like crazy. It just looks like another hype. It looks like another thing that's going to be here today, gone tomorrow. But guess what? It's not, and it hasn't, right? It 3X's your profits. Now, I've done way more than 3X my profits. This thing has been around since last year. They send me regular emails, right? They've got regular Zoom calls. Right, the guy who does the trading, I mean, he's now hired other traders, so they've got like 5 or 6 traders at this point who do crypto trading. Remember how earlier in the broadcast I was talking about Bonk, and then one of my subscribers, you were in the chat here talking about a crypto coin opportunity. Well, that's what they do. Trade like crazy. They find those opportunities. Boom, they get in at the right time. They profit on it, and then we can all grow our stuff passively just by hooking up with it. And you don't have any excuse, because when you can get in for as low as $20, you really don't have an excuse. There's no excuse not to be a part of it. Yeah, and that's a really good point, right? You have a really good point there, man. Let me get into that in 1 second. I'm going to get into these, but I'm talking about this comment here. Yeah, is he a shyster, right? Okay, maybe he is, right? I'm not saying that he's not, right? I'm not like, believe me, I'm not really defending him. He was never a friend to me. He hated me, right? Because he was like, why are you talking about what I'm doing on the internet? I said, well, dude, if you're not doing anything illegal, then why does it matter if I talk about it on the internet? So, excuse me, I know that's gross, but it's not like me and Ed were good friends. We never were, you know? But I know what it's like to go to prison, right? Now, I'm general population, right? I was in prison for violence. I wasn't in there for like stealing or shysting or anything like that. And I was in GP, right? I don't know if Ed was GP or PC, right? But the PCs and the GPs don't really get along. PC is protective custody. That means you did something to where that's going to get you hurt in jail, right? So there's certain crimes you can commit on the outside that will get you basically killed in jail. And then if you do those crimes, you have to go to PC, protective custody. I was GP, general population. So general population and protective custody don't get along. I don't know what kind of classification Ed was, but or is going to be. I don't know. I don't see any reason for him not to be in general population because his crime is not like whatever his quote unquote crime is. They're just going to say he stole money, right? That's basically what they're going to say. But this is such a good point. You're taking responsibility here, and that's why you're going to ultimately be successful, right? Because people who blame others are never ultimately successful in life, right? And that's just one of those secret keys to life, right? If you look at the situation you're in right now, that is a combination of the choices that you've made in your life. Like the situation I'm sitting in right now is a combination of the choices that I've made in my life, right? And I have to accept that. Now, I can try to do better, and I will try to do better, right? I always try to get better, right? But you can't sit there and blame other people for a situation that kind of you partook in it, right? You were part of it. Yeah, I mean, hopefully you didn't lose too much in there. I mean, I like I said, some people lost a lot, some people broke even, some people lost a little bit, some people made a little, some people made a lot. I mean, it's just kind of the typical thing that happens with that. Let's get into the comments, and I want to kind of go over everything that has transpired this last week. So let me go ahead and find these comments. I guess it's here. Yeah, here we go. Comments. All right, so once again, here in the comments section, we've gotten a lot of good comments on Shia Bank. A lot of people are excited about that one. I do need to post an update about them soon, which I will do. I will mention this one comment, though. This guy says, looks like a lot of fake comments. Lots of people saying this is a scam. Hong Kong has issued a warning that they are not a bank. Also evidence they aren't located in Hong Kong. Yeah, but here's the thing, man. Like, seriously, go look up Amway right now, right? Amway's been around since the 70s. Go look that up right now. You're going to just get a bunch of websites of people saying it's a scam. You can say anything's a scam, and that's my beef with the whole idea of just calling everything a scam. That's my beef with it, is that you literally can call anything a scam. Anything can be classified as a pyramid, right? God, right? The government, right? The police, right? It's a big pyramid, right? If you believe in that type of authority, right? It's all a pyramid. Right, you got the president, right? Then you got the president's cabinet, right? And then you got the different state departments and things like that, the states, and it goes down to the city and the local, and it's a big pyramid. Everything's a pyramid. Everything's a scam, right? So it's like, if you like it, it's a business. If you don't like it, it's a scam. If you like it, it's an innovative new business. If you don't like it, it's a Ponzi scheme. If you like it, it's a government organization or a government program like Social Security or the Fed. If you don't like it, it's a Ponzi scheme or a scam. But it's all the same thing. It's just the words you're using different words to describe the exact same thing, depending on who's doing it and how you feel about it. Right? That's why I don't believe in just throwing around that scam. It's just too easy to call something a scam. Right? It's an easy way out. Okay. All right, and then I don't think the comments are fake either. I just think that they're Shia Bank people trying to blow up they're trying to blow up their platform. They're trying to get attention. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, they're not breaking any laws. They're not doing anybody any harm. This person says, what about the safe platforms where you keep the funds in your crypto wallet, such as EasyBot? Well, yeah, I mean, you can lose money with a bot, though, just as easily as you can lose money in a platform. I mean, if the bot stops working, then you're not going to have any funds in your crypto wallet because it's not going to send any funds to your wallet. I mean, I've been part of DApp programs that it says that it sends your funds, but then when you go to the actual wallet, nothing comes in. Right, so, hey, you know what I mean. So it's not, there's nothing guaranteed in life, and then in crypto, you need to multiply that because crypto's the wild, wild west. It's a new technology, right? We've got somebody said great content. I love it. I appreciate it, man, because I get a lot. I'm getting a lot of negative stuff. Crimes and documentaries, you fool. Okay, well, see, here's the thing. You're saying you fool. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're referring to. I don't know if you're calling me a fool. I don't know if you're calling the platform a fool. It's just, I mean, you're just being a troll. This person says, you're a joke. Many victims were flat out robbed that didn't do anything wrong. And that is why you will always be a victim. Because you say, I was robbed. I didn't do anything wrong. Okay. So, If I walked around, right, in a tough neighborhood, right? I've grown up in some tough neighborhoods. I've lived in some tough neighborhoods, right? I've lived in neighborhoods where you can't take a vacation because if you go on vacation and come back, your house is robbed, right? They're watching, the neighborhood's watching, and if you leave their watch, they're going to come in and get you. If I walk around in a tough neighborhood with a flash and a Rolex, driving a Lambo, right? You're going to say that if somebody steals my watch or robs me or something like that, you're going to say that I'm a total victim. But that's not the whole truth, right? And I know this is hard, right? And I know that, you know, people don't say this. Nobody says this because it's not popular to say this, right? But the truth is, I was a major idiot for walking around flashing a Rolex, driving a Lambo in a rough neighborhood, knowing full well that I was making a target out of myself, right? You got to be smart. You got to think, right? Was it right that the person robbed me? No. Am I a complete victim? No. If I was smart, I would have taken steps not to draw so much attention to myself, right? Knowing the situation that I was in, knowing the neighborhood that I lived in. Okay? They did do something wrong. Okay? They did. Listen, if you and this is a comment about Novatech. Novatech's website said in plain English that you could lose everything that you put in here and that they were accepting zero liability if that happened. It was written on the site. So you sent your crypto there anyway. You sent too much. There's nothing wrong with throwing in a couple $1,000 if you got it like that. Trying to make yourself a little bit of a turnover. Trying to flip a couple thousand. Trying to make a little bit of money. Nothing wrong with that. But if you took out a loan for $20,000 and then you put it into a site that says in plain English that you could lose that whole $20,000, that was the risk you were taking, you did it anyway. You lose it and then you say, I was robbed and I didn't do anything wrong? Please tell me, does that make sense? Somebody tell me, am I crazy? They did do something wrong. They over-leveraged themselves. They risked something that they could not afford to lose. And when they lost it, they could not accept that they made that mistake. I love the Lord's Prayer. I pray the Lord's Prayer every day. And one of the parts of the Lord's Prayer says, forgive us for our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And what that means is, when I say that, that means I have trespass. I make mistakes. I commit flat out sins every day. I do it, I know it, I admit it, forgive me. And for that, I am also going to forgive people who do it to me. Because if I want to receive forgiveness from you, I have to extend forgiveness to other people. But the crux of it is, if I don't think I've done anything wrong, then how am I going to ever receive forgiveness? How am I ever going to receive grace? How am I ever going to get better if I don't think I've ever done anything wrong? And then how am I going to be able to extend that to somebody else if I can't even receive it for myself? They did do something wrong. Just admit it. Why make it hard on yourself? If you make a mistake, man, just admit it. Deal with it. Try to do better next time. We're human. We fail. We all fail. I fail all the time. But what you're not going to see me do is you're not going to see me walking around blaming everybody else and taking zero accountability, because I know what that is. It's a treadmill. You should be running. You're running the same treadmill over and over and over again. You're just doing the exact same thing, expecting different results. It doesn't work like that. You got to get better. And before you can get better, you got to admit there's a problem. Right? If you don't admit there's a problem, you're never going to get better. Or if you say, well, there is a problem, but it's not my problem. It's their problem. It's their problem. It's your problem. It's his problem. It's her problem. It's everybody else. I'm the victim. No, you're not going to get better that way. You're going to, actually, that'll keep you miserable. Trust me. I mean, we talk about prison, man. All the main, the real life. A lot of the people in prison, like there's a lot of people who have taken responsibility, and believe it or not, there are good people in prison. But a lot of the people in there, majority of them, they're all victims. Nothing's their fault. They didn't do anything wrong. It's everybody else, right? You see how that works? What kind of life do they live? I'll tell you, you know what they live for is dope, because you can get dope on the inside. They live to get high on heroin. They live to get high on methamphetamine and cocaine and whatever else, because that's all that they can do. That's all they have. You got people in there who have never done dope on the outside, but they're addicts on the inside because that's all they have left. Does that sound like a good way to live? I ask you. Mackie Bailey, hey bro, keep up the great work and don't let these gates stop you. Oh no, man, I'm not. I'm gonna keep. I gotta keep doing my thing, man. Simple as that, right? I gotta keep giving you guys the orange pill, titanium pill, stainless steel pill sauce, right? That nobody else is giving to you. And I like what I do. I enjoy what I do. So I mean, that's one of the keys to life, right? If you're gonna do something, you may as well like what you do. Get well soon. We need you. Appreciate you, Wayne. Get your vitamins. I got them, man. I got them. I'm on it, man. I just need to get some sleep is what I really need. I just need to get some rest. Mackie, people keep acting like they can't lose in anything you do, whether it's real estate, stocks and bonds, or your own 401k. Exactly. I mean, now your levels of risk will differ, but real estate. Since you mentioned it, people on the internet, a lot of people on the internet and life in general think that like real estate is this magic solution that's going to solve all your problems. Bro, if you don't know what you're doing in real estate, that can be a massive L, right? And even if you're successful at it, man, it can be it can dominate your life because it's a lot of work people don't realize. Call of Duty, man. People want the fast buck. Remember, slow and steady wins the race. Patience, people. It's called passive income for a reason. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't want to, and that, you know what? That's another good point because of wanting to get it fast, people take unnecessary risks. The same thing happens in trading, bro. The same thing. People want to get that money up. They see how they can make money in that trading, so they start going crazy, taking too many trades, placing too high of a trade, right? Going on too many runs, right? They don't they're ahead, but they don't stop, and you gotta just stop sometimes while you're ahead. And then what happens? Boom, they blow the account. Like, oh my God, how did that happen? Because they're not being patient. They're trying to get it all overnight. How has XLF been going? So far, so good. It's only been around for a couple days, but so far it's working. I've been taking withdrawals. So yeah, I mean, what's the lowest amount you can get into? $25. So right, I mean, even if somebody just wants to play with XLF, they can get into it for $25. So that's not bad. Hey, Vaughn, it's crazy how people play victim, but guys like you tell them on every video that it's risky and could be gone tomorrow. When I put money in, I know what could happen. It's my problem. Yeah. So, yes, thank you. And here's the thing. I do feel bad for people who got straight up, flat out lied to, right? But at the same time, dude, they still had the ability to read. They could have gone on the website and like read it themselves before they put in like $50,000 or some crazy amount of money. Like, dude, don't put in $50,000 off of something that somebody just tells you. You better go check it out and do some research. You know what I'm saying? This person says, thank you, nice Marcos impression. I don't know what you mean, but you're welcome. Here we go. All right. After all, how could you still promote any new platforms? I mean, is there a single opportunity that was here a year ago and is still going? You probably know it's wrong, but you're blinded by the commissions. This is important, right? This is important. And then somebody else says, yep, he's trash. You're still watching me. What does that make you? Hey, if I'm trash and yet you're still watching, what kind of an idiot does that make you? I mean, you're an idiot who watches trash, right? I mean, you're not helping yourself there. Yeah, he's trash, but I love it, and I'm watching it. These guys keep coming back too. Both of you guys keep coming back. Both of you guys talking this stuff. You keep coming back. You keep watching. But let me actually answer you. Platforms have been going on for more than a year. Okay, we've got safe assets. That's been going on for more than a year. We've got dividend growth. That's been going on for more than a year. We've got a Signet. That's been going on for more of a year. I have an entire channel dedicated to binary options trading with pocket option. Binary options trading has been going on forever. So, what I mean, you're just wrong. You know, there are platforms that have been going on that long. Here's the other point. You probably know it's wrong, but you're blinded by the commissions. I don't think you realize how hard I don't think you realize how hard it is to really make a living off of commissions. Does anybody know, like anybody out there who's watching this who actually shares these programs or who actually does MLM or who actually does sales? Does anybody can anybody else testify? Bro, we don't get paid as much as you think we do, right? We're not in here racking in the money and all that stuff from commissions. It's really not like that. Like, I think that, like, for example, if somebody puts like $200 into XClev, don't quote me on this, but I think I make $1 or $2, bro. Right? I mean, it's not what you think, right? It really isn't. But what you're showing here is that that you really don't do much marketing, right? Because if you did, then you would understand, bro. If you guys did a lot of marketing yourselves, you would understand that it's not, you can't say that. Oh yeah, he's all about the commissions. No, it's not. It's not as good as you think, man. It's really not. All right, so let's see. Let's get into a couple more of these, and then we'll rock and roll. And this is on the breaking news article that I did on Ed Zimbardi. Okay, holy cow, you went nuts after the 10-minute mark. Well, I go nuts on a lot of my videos. You must not watch that much. Jeremiah, I go nuts all the time. It's important to realize that there are more perspectives than the simple ideas you put across. Okay, care to share? What are those perspectives? Investors put money into things they believe in. Okay. I never put a cent in a crypto program. It looked like a con from the start. All right. And yes, it turned out to be that. A con from a con. Your take appears to be that people should have known. Not exactly. No. My take is not that people should have known. My take is that people should have not invested more than they could afford to lose. They should have withdrawn early and withdrawn often. They should have practiced mental toughness, right? They should have not over-leveraged themselves, and they should have diversified into many different platforms, many different sectors, many different businesses, many different investments, many different opportunities. Okay? That's my take. The sauce in this case is a pretty narrow perspective that appears to be people should be smart enough to know ahead of time who the con artists are versus what is a legitimate business. I never said that. Right? If you practice the principles that I just laid out, you know, those principles will work whether or not the business is quote unquote legitimate according to you. Okay, as someone who has lost, and here it comes. Now, here's the real hurt. Here's the pain point that this guy has. As someone who has lost more than my fair share of funds to programs which were not what they said they were, I can genuinely say I don't want anyone to burn for my own bad decisions. Good. And I also believe that con artists like Ed should not be allowed to con people out of money through scams that are delivered to people as legitimate investments. Okay. I have a friend that knows Ed personally, and I feel real bad for her as she has lost a ton of her own money believing that Ed was genuine. All right. A lot of people simply can't see the truth because they tend to believe that people are good. Unfortunately, for every good person, there is also an Ed. All right. All right, let me crack into this sentence. As someone who's lost more than my fair share of funds to programs which were not what they said they were, I can genuinely say I don't want anyone to burn for my own bad decisions. And I also believe that con artists like Ed should not be allowed to con people out of money through scams that are delivered to people as legitimate investments. All right, so here's what you have to do. You have to tell me then, where does that start and where does that stop? Here's what I mean. So you don't believe that people like Ed, let's just take Ed out of it. So you don't believe that somebody should be able to, in your words, con people. So I guess what you're saying is that you don't believe people should be able to start a bad business, right? Or start a business that isn't going to work out. So when you take away that freedom from people, where does that end? So who's allowed to play, according to you, who's allowed to play and who's not allowed to play? So Social Security, for example, is the biggest Ponzi scheme that has ever been around, right? It's literally, they're taking our money, the working people's money, right, out of our paycheck, right, and then they're paying out the older people. That's the definition of a Ponzi. How is the old how are the old investors getting paid? Through the new investors' money. That's the definition of a Ponzi scheme. Okay, so Social Security is a government-sponsored, government stamp of approval Ponzi scheme. It's a Ponzi. The old investors, right, the older Americans, are getting paid through the money coming in from the new investors, the younger Americans who are paying into Social Security. That is the definition of a Ponzi scheme. So according to you, you say that people shouldn't be allowed to do that. So do you believe that Social Security should be eliminated? I just want to know, where does it end for you? So when you say someone shouldn't be allowed to do something, how far does that go? And who's going to enforce that? Right? That would be my question about that, because I really don't think that you've considered the fact that, look, man, people start businesses all the time. They don't always work out. I mean, that's life. But you're young, and you also, looks to me like you're involved with a woman, right? And this woman has lost money, and so you're kind of like, I don't think you're thinking clearly, right? When you're making these arguments, because your arguments I mean, I destroyed your argument right there in 30 seconds, dude. It just doesn't hold up, right? I'm sorry that something happened to your girl, right? I'm sorry that, like, she trusted Ed and she over leveraged herself. You shouldn't trust anybody like that, right? Like, you shouldn't trust anybody enough to over leverage yourself, right? Once again, the prescription is you don't invest anything that you can't afford to lose. I don't just say that to say it. I mean, that's the truth. If you can't afford to lose that 50,000, bro, you should not be putting that 50,000 into something, because you might lose it, right? And then you go and you lose it, and then you want to play the blame game. So even if she did believe that Ed was genuine, if she was practicing risk management principles, she still could have been protected. She just wouldn't have put in all that money, dude. All right, so let's move on here. Yeah, and then people think that I'm defending Ed. I mean, I'm not. This isn't really personally about Ed one way or the other. I do think it's. I think it's sad. Because I mean, Ed, whatever you think about Ed, the guy's life is over. I mean, his life is freaking over. He is destroyed. He was already. He's already sick. I mean, rumor has it that he has some sort of terminal illness, and now he's gonna probably spend the rest of his life in jail. I mean, no, I mean, it's not like I'm defending him. I just feel bad for him. You know, I feel bad for anybody that, because he didn't. I mean, I feel bad for anybody that happens to. Trying to justify knowingly investing into a Ponzi scheme. You are disgusting. You knowingly invest into a project that's a Ponzi scheme makes you a thief. Ponzi's by nature take people's money to pay out old investors. Your attitude doesn't make you too far off the charts of the Ed ZIMBARDI realm. Well, I think I pretty much just went over all of that. I mean, in the last comment. I mean, I explained that. You know, and this word Ponzi, it's just a loaded word, man. It's just a word that you call something that you don't like. If you like it, it's like a business. Or if you like it, it's like a government program. But if you don't like it, it's a Ponzi or it's a scam. So it's just kind of a loaded word, dude. All right. Let's see what else we got going on with these comments. Yeah, so I mean, it's just this is the same old kind of thing. Going back, you know, going going back and forth. You know, of just wanting to blame somebody and play the victim. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna give you that, right? I'm not gonna give you that. Okay, so this one, have you seen the new website that was created? It goes under Novatech, and Cynthia seems to appear there. And on the Novatech official group in Telegram, we see videos and voice notes of Cynthia. I'm not going to include the web because it seems to keep getting removed from YouTube. Yeah, that's not real. That's AI. It's an AI voice, and it's an AI deep fake. It's not Cynthia, right? It's basically just look up, Google deep fake. And you'll be able to see what they did there. All right, so we got another one. This apparently is about Ed. Bro, he was the business partner of a big Dutch scammer. She told the investigators he was the man she traded with. He is already out of jail. But you are wrong. It's not failed crypto investments. It's a Ponzi pulled by a woman who got 80-year-old people from her neighborhood investing in crypto because she was their bookkeeper. They trusted her, and yes, some people probably knew, but a lot didn't. So stop screaming and turning red. My God, you really are too hysterical. Oh, you love it, baby. And search further before you spread BS. No, I still stand by everything that I said. Okay? Because everything that I said takes place on a level that is just not with one specific program. It's just a level of living life in general, right? Accepting responsibility, being accountable, right? Being smart when you trade, being smart when you invest, practicing risk management, right? If you're going to play in the space, be smart about it. I don't think that it should be illegal for people to play in the space. I think people ought to be able to do whatever they want with their own money. If they want to invest it, they ought to be able to invest it. If they want to save it, they ought to be able to save it. If they want to give it to charity, they ought to be able to give it to charity, right? They should be able to do whatever they want. I don't think we need to have a bunch of laws telling people what they can and cannot do with their money. And I don't think that I'm like some genius, right? Only reason why I know this stuff is because I made so many mistakes and I learned it the hard way. I'm just willing to come on here and be honest and share it with people, right? I don't hide anything on here in case you haven't noticed. All right. All right, we're going to wrap it up soon, guys. Okay. When stockbrokers tell a client that this stock is great and then you buy hundreds of shares and it goes belly up 2 days later, whose fault is it? Yours. Legit business? Yes, it is. Come on, people. Yeah, I mean, it is. That's what I'm trying to get across here. And thank you very much. And yeah, and that's what I try to get across in my videos, right? Is that, look, there is blood in the water in this life. There are sharks. There are big fish that will eat the little fish, right? I mean, they say these things for a reason. In this world, in this life, there is blood in the water. There are sharks, so you better learn how to avoid them, right? You better learn how to navigate in the world such as it is. Live life on life's terms. And life's terms are not always easy. But there's no alternative here, right? You can try to live in an alternative universe in your head where everything is simple and everything is black and white and everything is easy. This guy's the bad guy. This guy's the good guy. This guy stole from me. I'm the victim. But that's a fantasy. The truth is we all have a certain amount of responsibility, right? And what I try to do here, I try to give the truth and I try to give the sauce, but I'm not going to shy away from crypto. I'm not going to run away from crypto. I'm not going to run away from investing. I'm not going to run away from trading. No, because it can be a very, very lucrative, fun, exciting business. I'm glad to be a part of it, right? I'm not into stealing, right? I'm not into like doing Ponzi's and all this kind of stuff. That's not the way that I look at this at all, right? And I try to give people that sauce of how I look at it and how it should be looked at, right? In order to be able to play here in a healthy way and not to lose your money, okay? But I got to get rolling, guys. I got a lot of other stuff to do today, and I'm going to do most of it from the comfort of my bed. Okay? You guys have a great day. We'll see you on the next one. I appreciate all your comments for stopping through. Make sure that you like and subscribe. I got a lot of sauce coming up real soon. So please stay tuned, and we'll talk to you guys soon at the Unlimited Freedom Network.